Ninja 5.0 is the kind of Game Boy Advance subject that gets flattened into a quick label, hidden gem, import oddity, rare cartridge, or cult classic. That label is useful for a title, but it is not enough for a real OmegaVG video. The real hook is Bionic Commando-style grappling, shinobi-like combat, hostage rescue pacing, and a rare cartridge reputation that overshadows the level design. This breakdown is about the mechanics, the search gap, and the reason this game can still earn attention now instead of feeling like another recycled retro pick. The Siri gap.
Come with me if
Ninja
you want to
5.0
live.
is not a random obscurity pick for OmegaVG. The search hook is clear. The price and rarity dominate search interest, leaving room for a mechanics first argument about why the game actually works. That makes it useful for a long-form slot because the viewer can understand the promise quickly. This is not just a review of a Game Boy Advance game. It is an explanation of the design problem people usually skip. The headline mechanic is Bionic Commando-style grappling, shinobi-like combat, hostage rescue pacing, and a rare cartridge reputation that overshadows the level design, that is visual enough for footage, specific enough for chapters, and strange enough to avoid sounding like another generic retro list entry. The goal is to make the footage prove the argument why Ninja 5.0 works where it fights back, and why the topic still has room on YouTube. The core system. The first thing to understand is that the Grapple gives the tiny screen vertical speed, emergency escapes, attack angles, and route shortcuts without needing a complicated control scheme. That gives the video a mechanical center instead of a nostalgia center. Every clip should answer one question: what does the player know here that a first-time viewer would miss? In practice, that means slowing down the moments where the game looks obvious. A jump, swing, part choice, route branch, or attack can carry more information than the screen initially admits. Once that layer is visible, Ninja 5.0 stops being a trivia subject and becomes a design case study. What players misread? The common misread is simple. People talk about the cartridge price first, but the playable hook is how quickly the game turns rescue rooms into movement puzzles. That is where the narration needs to be sharper than a normal retrospective. The video should separate the meme, reputation, or collector story from the system actually running underneath. This is also where the stingers help. The movie clips work best after a clean sentence, when the commentary lands a point and the cutaway acts like a reaction instead of interrupting the explanation. The joke should never replace the explanation. It should give the viewer a breath before the next mechanic arrives. Routing logic. Routing matters because good play means saving hostages while managing enemy lines, sealing anchors, and the next swing before the room collapses into damage. That lets the edit move beyond "here's gameplay" and into "here is why this decision matters." A good source clip is not just clean footage, it is evidence for the sentence. The best rhythm is to show the problem, name the rule, then show the consequence. That keeps the video explanatory even when the game itself is visually chaotic. By the midpoint, viewers should understand the game's internal logic well enough to predict the next mistake before it happens. Why it fits OmegaVG. Ninja 5.0 fits the channel because it has a visible hook, a niche search lane, and enough mechanical texture to reward close watching. The channel should not chase broad retro nostalgia when a narrower mechanical angle could be owned more convincingly. This topic gives the title and the explanation the same job. The graphics package should reinforce that: title card, safe lower third, source labels, subtitles, and a clean HUD that frames the footage without pretending to be the point. When the edit is working, the viewer should feel like they are being taught how to see the game, not simply being told that it is underrated. The history hook. The history angle matters too. It feels like a lost meeting point between arcade shinobi, bionic commando, and handheld mission design. History is strongest here when it explains the design rather than replacing it.
This is where the
Release
fun
timing,
begins.
platform context, developer identity, or import status should all point back to what is happening on screen. That is especially useful for search visibility because viewers often arrive through the big historical question and stay for the mechanical answer. The script should treat context as a bridge into analysis, not a detour away from it. Where it fights back. The honest caveat is that the presentation is modest, checkpoints can sting, and the short length makes the high price feel absurd outside emulation or collections.
Hello?
Naming that friction makes the video stronger. A polished OmegaVG explainer does not need to pretend every cult game is secretly perfect. The better argument is that the rough parts reveal the shape of the experiment. Sometimes the awkwardness is a flaw. Sometimes it is the cost of an idea the genre had not fully solved yet. That distinction is what separates a useful breakdown from a fan defense. Modern revisit. The modern reason to revisit it is that modern players understand grappling hooks as expressive movement now, which makes Ninja 5.0 easier to sell than it was in 2003. That gives the ending more weight than a simple recommendation. The video can connect old mechanics to current viewer vocabulary without forcing a fake influence claim. Modern players do not need to love every second of the game to understand why it matters. They need the edit to make the old design legible. That is exactly the slot OmegaVG can fill: retro footage, current explanation, and a title focused tightly enough to compete. The takeaway. The strongest pitch is not that Ninja 5.0 is hidden, rare, or weird. The strongest pitch is that it gives us a specific design language to explain. If the viewer leaves knowing how to read one mechanic better than before, the video has done more than summarize a game. That is why this belongs in the second slate. It is a fresh subject with a focus niche, a clickable title, and enough visual evidence to carry a long-form edit. For OmegaVG, the move is simple. Own the underexplained mechanic. Keep the pacing clean, and let the footage make the case. So the final pitch is this. Ninja 5.0 is worth covering because the design can be explained clearly, the footage has something to teach, and the niche is still open enough for OmegaVG to own.